serving face. Vogue, 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 Vogue. Hey you, welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me for another Makeup Monday video. Today, as you read in the title, we are going to be doing a full face of first impressions. What I mean by that is you guys watched my last video. I know you did. If you didn't, it's gonna be above somewhere over here. Go ahead and click on that so you can see all the products that we're gonna be talking about today. But pretty much I bought and was gifted a whole bunch of makeup recently. So I'm just gonna be trying out all of these new products, hoping that I can introduce them into my regular usage. This is gonna be a long video, I just already know it. So I'm gonna quit talking and we're gonna get right into the first impression. Like, real quick, before we get started, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any more of my future uploads. Boo. So to save time, I went ahead and took everything out of the packaging. So first up, we have our Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream. This is going to be in the shade Amber. And we're going to be testing this out today on my new EcoTools Miracle Face and Body Sponge. I mean, look how big this is. I feel like it's going to be perfect for foundation, so I'm really excited to try that out. Alright, so let's do one. Let's see how far one pump would get us. So I'm going to take this one pump on my sponge and just, whoa. See how that spreads. Wow, okay, coverage. Okay, Becca. So, I mean, first impression, this is without foundation, this is with the foundation. It definitely has the coverage. I like the finish. I mean, although I just put it on, it's not all the way dry. I do like the finish of it already. Like, it doesn't feel like it's gonna be an overly matte foundation, which I didn't want. I had a lot of little irritation and marks right here that I feel like it covered up pretty well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face. Probably take another little pump, however many that was. I will say this foundation does have an interesting smell. I don't want to say it stinks, but it definitely doesn't smell good or pleasant. It kind of smells like chocolate with a lot of chemicals in it. I don't know, you guys comment down below if you've used this foundation. Let me know what you think it smells like. My closest guess would just be like chocolate, but like chemical chocolate. This Becca, it looks real cute. I like the little sheen that it has to it. Coverage is great. The only thing, I guess my least favorite part I would say would just be the smell, but I can get over that. Okay, next, not only is this gonna be a new product, but also a new technique. I've never, ever contoured with anything aside from a powder. As you guys saw in my haul video, I got this concealer stick from Black Radiance, and this is in the shade medium. So I'm gonna try to use the concealer stick to contour with. Do you guys see it? I'm not seeing shit. I mean, you see the color on here compared to my skin, so I would figure it would have showed up a little bit more than it's doing right now. Maybe. Okay, you can kind of see it on the nose. But as far as everywhere else, nah, I'm gonna pass on this because I mean, it's not doing nothing. I see it like barely, but that's not deep enough to contour. I'm just gonna use that same sponge and try to kind of just blend that out a little bit. Now, I'm not gonna go in and fault the product altogether. It may have just been that I just need a darker shade. I just thought it was gonna come off more opaque. I mean, the concealer stick itself is a bit hard in consistency, so I feel like a lot of the product isn't transferring onto my face. Yeah, so we're just gonna skip out on that and we're gonna move on to the next step. For my concealer under the eyes, it's not gonna be a new product. However, I have been using the ColourPop concealer, but I'm noticing that it has a really dry formula and I'm already dry faced. I didn't want to look extra dry under the eyes, so I'm going back to my tried and true NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This one is in the shade Biscuit. Again, this isn't a first impression product, but the reason I mention it is because I'm going to be blending it out with the first impression product. My very first beauty blender. I'm so excited. I'm gonna use this today to blend out my concealer. Alright, so concealer's on. I'm gonna go in with my very first beauty blender to see if it's worth all the hype, if it really is better than, you know, my little beauty blenders and knockoffs and things like that. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Thing I will say, this shape is so good, like this point it gets like right in there, you know. It did blend out the product very quickly and easily, but I kind of feel like I feel like that's most of my concealer there. Like I feel like it sheared it out. I don't know, let me just do all of it. Like, I'm kind of skeptical. I'm not really sure if it's blending my product out this excellently or if it's just soaking it up so much so that it looks like it blended it out. I don't know, I am a little skeptical, but on camera I am seeing that, you know, I'm lit under the eyes, so this is really soft. I fucks with the beauty blender. Okay, I'm gonna see how this does with foundation next time I use it though. But really quick, let me stop talking and move on to the one product I am so excited for, the MAC and Patrick Star Patrick's powder. And then I'll just go in with my beauty blender really quick and set under my eyes. This product looks really pink, so we'll see how that goes. I have some on my beauty blender and I'm just gonna go ahead and set under the eye. Wow, I just like absorbed. Like, you know how you be trying to be white under the eyes when you bake or whatever? Like, I'm trying to bake, but they're just, okay, there we go. Wow. Oh my gosh, this powder is so soft and silky. Oh my goodness. That's a nice fucking powder. That's a nice powder, Patrick. It is a pink shaded powder. I'm not seeing that pink coming through on the skin. And normally I don't set the face this much, but I'm testing out this powder. I wanna see how it's gonna go. I wanna see if I'm gonna have some flashback. I need to know how this powder works, so we just gonna put it everywhere. First impression of the powder, it is so fine. As of now, I'm not looking extra dry under the eyes like I would with like my other powder. I'm not really seeing the pink come through. Obviously, it's not like a yellow powder like a banana powder, but it just looks kind of white, so I'm really anxious to dust off my bake and see, you know, am I looking ashy, am I looking crusty, like how I'm looking. While I do this bake, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw on the brows really quick. As mentioned in the haul video, which I know you watched. If you haven't, click the icon above for that. But I already am a user of the Anastasia Brow Wiz. It's like my go-to eyebrow product, but normally I use the shade dark brown, and this is gonna be chocolate, so I just want to compare the shades, see if I can get some variety and see how this goes. I'm not really seeing any drastic difference. Like, I wouldn't be able to look at this brow on my face and be like, oh, that's chocolate, or oh, that's dark brown, you know? So it just kind of looks the same formula and everything. So with that being said, I'm just gonna finish my eyebrows off camera and I'll be right back. So my brows are on. I'm gonna go ahead and contour. Obviously the contour stick didn't work. I'm gonna actually go in with another First Impressions Black Radiance product, and this is their pressed powder, and this is in the shade Cafe, and I'm gonna use this to contour. It comes with a little brush and a mirror, either of which I think I'm gonna use, but it's still a nice touch. And I'm just gonna do my usual. I usually use my e.l.f. Bronzing brush. It's like a little slanted brush, and I'm just gonna, I don't know, just one little dab. Let's do 2 dabs of that, and let's see how this contour goes. Ooh. Who is she? That was just with 2 dabs, like, okay. Same brush that I would normally use. Ooh, and the nose is coming together. Y'all see that? Look like I'm fresh off the surgeon table. Yeah, so this powder definitely gets a little A+++ for me. I really like the shade. I like the opacity of it. I'm going to continue to use this. Excited to have it in some of my future videos. All right, and then the last product that I got from Black Radiance is a blush. I'm not really a blush person, but I wanted to give it a go. This is a really warm blush, and this is in the shade Toasted Almond. I'm just gonna go in with this all over powder brush from e.l.f. and let's just dab it one time. Wow, okay, that is pretty pigmented. Do you guys see that? I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but has a very nice color payoff, I'll say that. Let me pause really quick. Let me go ahead and dust off this powder before I continue on with the face. All right, cool, so the excess powder is gone. So far, I'm really liking this powder. Usually with my normal powders, I look really dry and like crusty under the eyes. I feel like I'm just like, I don't know, I like this. So let's go back in with the blush where we left off. I'll probably just use just a little bit more. I think I'll keep this and start incorporating it more. I really like that it's like warm and it's kind of like that orange hue, so I'm not looking all pink and rosy and unnatural, because let's be real, we do not blush like that. Well, we do not blush like that. Both the Black Radiance press powder and the blush I really like. The one product that just really fell short was this concealer stick. Again, I'm not gonna go ahead and say it's a complete fail, because I don't know if it may have just been this shade. Perhaps I'll need something darker, but to be honest, I don't think I'm gonna go out and buy a darker one. It's just really not that deep. I like what this powder did for me as far as contouring goes, so yeah. If I was gonna get a concealer stick, I have been looking at the Fenty Beauty concealer sticks, or the match sticks or whatever, just because they have a really cool toned kind of taupey color that I feel would make such a natural like shadow effect on the face. Oh, which can just go ahead and segue us into the next first impression product, my Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Highlighter Duo. Inside, as you can see, there's two shades. There is going to be this really sparkly shade, which is called Hustler Baby, and this other shade, which is Mean Money, and it's more on the matte side. So I think what I'm gonna do is use the matte side first, and I'm gonna stick that underneath the brow bone. I mean, it doesn't really look like it's doing anything remarkable. I mean, maybe if you're more of a fair complexion, then this is something you can use, but I'm not putting no matte highlight anywhere on this face for me to look like an ash bucket. Now, for the exciting part, we're gonna go with Hustler Baby, which is the more shimmery highlighter side. And let's just give this a couple, let's do 3 little swipes and see how this applies. That is so pretty. Darling, that is cute. Put some up here. Let's just go all for it. Can you guys see that? Why not? Let's just go in with it. I'm just gonna kind of really get some on the brush. And we're gonna just dab that on. Oh, now we shining, 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 shining. I fucks with this. So Kilowatt Highlighter Duo is a yes. The matte shade, it's not my favorite, but it's also, it's not doing nothing wrong. So the only use I'll probably get out of that is just under the brow bone. It works for that purpose, so yeah. But I mean, A+ for Fenty Beauty highlighter. I'll fucks with it. So our face is looking sniggity snatched. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the eyes. Okay, para mis ojos, as I mentioned in my haul video, which I know you watched, and if you didn't, go watch it now. I went ahead and purchased a new palette. This is the Morphe 350M palette. I got this one because I wanted some mattes, I wanted something warm, I wanted some neutrals, and this was giving me all of that, okay? All of that in a bag of chips. So this is what the palette looks like. I feel we should go something like warm, but I want to be dark, like, you know, warm and dark. So we're probably going to be focusing on this side of the palette, a little bit over here, but more so in the dark. Alright, so in true TylorWithAno fashion, I went ahead and prepped my lids with my ColourPop concealer, and this is in the shade Golden 40. And since we're testing out the powder, I'm just going to take a little bit of my Patrick powder on a fluffy brush and set the lid. Alright, so I'm gonna make this really simple because I already know this video is gonna be long as fuck, so we're not gonna do like a whole complicated eyeshadow tutorial. If I can get this damn palette open. There we go. So for starters, let's go ahead and warm up our crease. I think I'm gonna go in with this shade here right in the corner on my NYX 17 brush. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow brushes. And yeah, we're gonna warm up the crease with that shade. That was just a couple taps of the shadow. Obviously this is about to be a really buildable eyeshadow, but it blended so flawlessly. That just looks so smooth. So now I'm gonna intensify that a little bit. So we're gonna swirl around for more. There we go. Alright, so our creases are obviously very, very warm. So now we're gonna go in with the darkness. We're gonna be using this shade here, which kind of appears to be about the darkest shade in the palette aside from this one, but this one is giving me more cool. This one is very much warmer, so we're gonna be using that because obviously our crease is warm. And this is gonna be my Morphe E14 brush, another fave. By the way, love the mirror in this Fenty Beauty highlighter duo, so that's what I'm using for my eyes. And I'm not seeing much fallout under the eye or anything, so far so good. And then now using a fluffy brush with no product, I'm just gonna go and blend that together. Alright, and then while I was using this mirror to blend those shadows, I was just like, I wonder. So yeah, you guessed it, from the Fenty Beauty Highlighter Duo. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on top of the brown shade that we just did. I'm just gonna swirl around in here. We got that, and let's see what this looks like on top. Ooh, I like where that took this look. And then just for funsies, I wanna go ahead and wet my brush a little and use that for the inner corner and see if wetting the brush makes it a little bit more pigmented. Y'all see that? I know y'all see that shine. Oh my god, yeah. So definitely applied wet, it goes on even more intense. Off camera, I did go in with that same brown that we used on the lid, and I just smudged it along the bottom lash line. So really quick, I'm gonna go ahead and apply my lashes, a liner, mascara, and I'll be right back so we can finish the look. Alright, liner, lashes are on. These are a first impression pair of lashes as well. These are the Ardell lashes, faux mink in the style 811. Quite pretty, can't never go wrong with Ardell lashes. I'm gonna try out a new lipstick that I got. This is by Maybelline, and it is a matte lipstick in the shade Nude Embrace. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on as well. They're very matte, as you can see, but it is so creamy, like it feels like I just put on chapstick. But to spruce things up, since we do have such a warm eye look, I'm gonna tie some of that warmth into the lips with my NYX Cosmic Metals. This is a metallic liquid lipstick, and I'm just gonna pop that on over top of that lipstick we just put on. More so focusing in the center. All right, cute, cute. So now that we're done, we'll go in with our final first impression product, and this I'm also very excited for. This is the Milani Make It Last Setting Spray. Let's go ahead and do that. Let me cover up my hair. That smells so good. That literally smells like a perfume. Like I smell like I just sprayed my face with like Chanel or something. Alright, and so while I let this makeup spray go ahead and set my makeup, I'm gonna go and do a final run through, final thoughts of all of these first impression products. Alright, so first up we have Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream. I am a fan. I really like this. I like the coverage. I like the finish. It's comfortable. It didn't move. So far I like this. Like it just gave me everything I was looking for. I needed a foundation that wasn't gonna hug onto my dry patches, was gonna make me look all crusty. I didn't want something overly matte, and this does have like a nice natural sheen to it. So yes, I really like this. A+ for Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream. Alright, so after that, let's just go ahead and talk about our sponges that we used today. The Eco Tools Miracle Body Face Sponge, whatever, this big thing. It blended out my foundation very nicely. With it being so big, it actually blended out my foundation very quickly and evenly. I will say maybe it's just a little bit too big, because in some areas where you might want to concentrate or have a little bit more precision, especially like around the eyebrow, it just seems like really big. There is this flat side where you can probably get a little bit more precise, but I think I would just use my Beauty Blender for foundation from now on. With that being said, the Beauty Blender blended out great. It applied the powder great. I'm a little skeptical because I just feel like it soaked up a lot of my product. Although I did see the product go onto the skin, I just feel like there's a lot of product in here, and I'm gonna see when I wash this out. But it applied product flawlessly. A+ for the Beauty Blender. Again, after that we have our Black Radiance products. Love the blush. It is very pigmented. I think I just dabbed it like 2 times, and that covered both of my cheeks to give this healthy amount of color. Another huge A+ for their pressed powder. This is in the shade Medium. It's very pigmented. It has a nice warmth to it. It blends very easily. I love this. A+. This concealer stick, I'm gonna have to pass. Again, I don't want to say it's all on the product. I think I might just need a darker shade, but it was a little bit hard as far as the consistency of the concealer stick, so I don't see myself reaching for this to do a cream contour. I would rather just use their pressed powder to do that instead. Patrick's powder. Yes, 10s across the board. Patrick, you did it. I finally found a powder that I am just ultimately content with. I am gonna take some pictures with some flash photography. That'll be the last test, second to last test, because we have to see if there's flashback, but also I wanna see how oily I get with this. Although I'm not an oily person, I don't foresee this powder making me any more oily. So A+ for me. It's very smooth, very soft. It didn't make me look overly dry under the eyes like some powders did. And then although it is pink in the container, it didn't make my face look pink at all. Love the powder. I love it so much. Moving moving right along to our Fenty Beauty Highlighter Duo. I love the packaging for one. The matte shade I'm not too crazy about. I just used it under the brow. I don't really know what else I would use this for, but this shade here, I loved it. As you guys saw, I put it on my cheekbones, inner corner, and all over the lid. I feel like this is a very versatile shade. A+ for that as well. The lipstick, I am a fan. Maybelline did a good job with this matte lipstick. It is very creamy and hydrating, but it is still matte. I also picked up another one. I didn't use it today, but it is another nude shade, and this is in the shade Truffle Tease. They don't really smell like anything, but I'm assuming this is gonna have a great consistency just like the matte one did. And then our final product would be the Make It Last Setting Spray by Milani. I will say already, I do feel like my makeup is pretty set. Those of you who use Urban Decay All Nighter, you know what I mean when like after you spray your face, you feel the makeup set. I'm getting that from this, and this smells 10 times better. Urban Decay, as I've said in previous videos, it smells like fucking sneeze. This smells like perfume. Like, it smells luxurious, it smells expensive. I love it, so I'm definitely gonna be using this as well. Alright, and I think that about covers it for all of our first impression products. I'm so happy that I really liked all of these products because I'm gonna be rolling them into my collection. You're gonna be seeing them in more of my videos, so I'm really happy that I didn't overly hate anything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it informative or entertaining or both. As I mentioned in my last video, my brother did make some songs for me that I'm going to be using on my channel. This is another one of those, so shout out to him. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, you guys go ahead and like this video. Comment down below what you thought about it, or what you thought about any of the products, if you have used any of the products, or if you're looking forward to using any of the products. And more importantly, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any more of this TylorWithANO goodness. And I'll catch you guys on my next video. Peace.